Migration is a part of the human experience, but for Nigerians, it's a whole very important discussion. My name is KB and it's me is DDB, and welcome back to X-tricated.
Welcome back, everyone.
Today we are going to be discussing the topic Japa culture. I know we are already familiar with the term, and tying into that topic is the effect of brain drain on Nigeria.
Yeah.
I know, David. I know that you don't really know Yoruba, but then I know you are familiar with the term Japa.
Yeah, I'm familiar. Okay, so I actually want to let me even ask this just to know whether I'm right or not. Anyway, so what does Japa mean? What does it mean? Like literally, what does it mean?
Okay, so Japa means it's just like run away or flee or escape, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Like it's a Yoruba word actually. It's a Yoruba word, and in Yoruba, Ja means to like maybe break loose or break free from something, or to like escape something. Basically, some people use the word Ja to mean run. You understand? The way you now add the pa is like emphasis on that Ja.
Okay. All right.
It's like emphasis on that. I don't know if what's it called, if the Yoruba people would agree with me. Okay. But yeah, someone has explained it to me that way before. Okay. So yes, that's what Japa means. Like a very, very extreme way of saying run fast, run hard. So we've now started using that term to mean emigration.
And we've been using it.
Yes,
for more than 2 years now. For 1 or 5 years myself.
Actually, we don't really know when this whole thing started, but I feel like
it's between 2018, 2019, 2020 that this started.
I feel like we should let's go to 2018. 2018. I don't really know if you know of the Naira Marley song Japa. No. You don't know of the song?
I can't remember.
I feel like that's when the whole term Japa started like in relation to traveling out of Nigeria. Okay. You understand? So I think in the song you were just talking about maybe like evading police here and there and stuff like that. And then Bruno started singing about how he will run away to Canada or run away to maybe an African country, or I forgotten what he really mentioned in the song.
And it's not a metaphor.
Yes.
Is it a metaphor? Is that what it's called? A metaphor for going out.
Very, very, very true. So yes.
So the background to this week's episode, started when I think I came and I shared a video to you about brain drain by Economics Explained on YouTube, right? Of how they talked about poor countries being brain drained, and I was like, what does it mean to be brain drained? Because they titled it "Why Poor Countries Keep Getting Poor," right? And they talked about the phenomenon brain drain. So, KB, enlighten us on term brain drain and how is it even relevant to this Japa culture?
So brain drain basically is like a sequel to emigration. When you have a developing country that has talents, basically, let's call it talents, and that talent is leaving the country, you are basically draining the country of those talents. So when you talk about brain drain, you are talking about the emigration of skilled workforce, basically, or skilled citizens from the country's shores to other countries. So basically you're exporting. No, it's not even exporting itself. Those people are running away from you, so it's not like as if you're exporting them, like as they're bringing something back, that kind of stuff. They are leaving the country due to different reasons best known to them, which we'll discuss further in this episode.
Let's just term it as brain drain is basically the exportation of skilled workforce from that poor country or third world country to a to serve, not just when I say exportation, it's not physical, either physical or virtual. You understand? It's either physical or virtual, right? Exportation of skilled workforce, right, to serve the what's it called, developed countries. You understand? Yes. Why did I say it's either physical or virtual, right? Because we have medical doctors, we have skilled talent, getting out of this country, right? Traveling out, right? Going to the masters and then staying abroad, or just leaving the country for the sake of living, and then going there, staying there for like 1 year, 2 year, grinding, and then you see some of them schooling and all that. You understand? Yes. And then some of them just do like groundwork for 1 year, then get their green card, 2 years, get their green card and stay over there and never come back again, or never have the intention of coming back, right? But then we have the second class of this, because we have people here in Nigeria that stay here in Nigeria, right? But do not work in Nigeria. You get? Because I have friends, and I myself, to some extent, sometimes I have meetings online with certain clients that are abroad, and you see me having meetings in the night. You understand? Because of the different times, because I'm working with a particular client. Just imagine, that's me as a freelancer, for example, right? Just imagine someone that is working full time for an Australian company. Throughout the night, the person is awake.
Yes, you're working remotely.
Yeah, you're working remotely, right? I have friends that earn in, in, let's say, $1,500 in a month, right? Yeah. That is a huge thing in Nigeria.
Yes,
but that's one effect: cheap labor. Not really effectual. It's
cheap labor to them.
To them, it's an advantage because it's cheap labor, and then they're getting good, an equal quality of talent to what they are supposed to even get there. You understand? So that's basically it.
Yes. Yeah. So why on earth would somebody want to even leave the country, or why would someone want to contribute to the brain drain, knowingly or unknowingly?
I don't have statistics to actually back what I'm about to say, right? Okay. But if you look at it, I think majority, maybe it's over 70%, over 80% of people that contribute to brain drain do not know that they're contributing to brain drain. Or they do know, but they don't care
at this point.
But they don't care. At this point, they do.
They
should know, but they don't care at the moment.
Yes,
that's the whole thing. Yeah.
And the reason is that they are no longer patriotic. And I'm not.
I'll argue with you.
Wait,
hold on.
Hold on. Before let me say what I want to say.
He said they are not patriotic, right? Me on the other hand, I don't think they are.
Would you allow me to make my point first?
Wait, make your point first. Then let me see. Maybe because
I'm not talking about patriotism now in the sense that stay and suffer with your country or whatever. No, that's not what I'm trying to say.
So
I'm saying that in the sense that you have actually lost faith in your country. So whatever it is that would have even led you to stay back, whatever faith that you had in that country has gone. So you feel like your country has failed you, and you have no reason to want to keep fighting for this country or keep fighting within this country for yourself. It makes no sense for you to do that, so you decide that you want to go out. You understand?
But that's not being unpatriotic.
It is a what's it called? An element of patriotism.
It's
an element of patriotism.
It's you losing hope. It's basically you.
Yes.
You've lost hope.
Hope.
You understand?
Hope in itself is a very, very big factor in patriotism.
Okay.
The fact that you know that you have faith that your country can be better, and you can be part of a very big picture that's in the progress and development of your country, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But then you look at it numerous times and you say, no, there's no way this is even going to happen. Why am I going to stress myself? So let me go. So one of the biggest reasons is usually related to politics. Either political instability or bad governance, or combination of both. You understand? So if you have economic policies, or generally, let me not even talk of economic policies, general bad governance, it is something that, okay, let's say maybe you wake up in the morning, your life is not secure. You don't know whether you're going to come back home safely, whether you're going to come back home complete, or whether you are even not going to come back at all. You understand?
Okay.
So that there's the aspect of security, there's the aspect of the economic policies that might hinder maybe your business or hinder your other forms of progress. Then also the whole point of education. Let's say the education system, for example.
Okay.
You have incessant strikes, especially in the tertiary institution now speaking of. you have incessant strikes. You have a student who is supposed to study a 4-year course, spending maybe 6-7 years in the university, and then they realize, oh, okay, maybe I want to further my education, but why would I want to come back and do masters in a country that had that kept me for 7 years studying a 4-year course? So you decide that, okay, if you see the opportunity, you are going to Japa, you go abroad and do your masters. And when people go for masters, let's face it, masters is an excuse to just stay. To be honest, it is. Look at doctors, for example. Now, doctors had an issue basically with the Ministry of Labour last year, or even years before that. It came to a very big climax last year when it seemed that they never really cared about. They don't really care about the doctors, and so what was the result? Say that like about 50% of doctors have already fled Nigeria, carrying their services out. And it's not like as if we don't have like I think our yes, we have the need. First of all, we have a shortage as it was then.
Exactly.
There was a shortage. The ratio of doctors to patients was very, very low. Then on top of that, you now still have like half of those people. You have it slashed by half, and half of those people are going abroad. And these are people that are also intelligent. Maybe it's even the ones that have they have so much faith in their abilities that they know I can't waste it on the system. Decide to go abroad. So what if it's now the lesser, the ones with lesser abilities that are staying back? Or the ones that work in hospitals where the common man cannot even afford.
Okay.
You understand that? Staying back.
Hold that thought, right? Because you touched something about, you talked about reasons why people actually agree to, whether they know it or not, they subscribe to brain drain, to contribute, right? So one reason is, as you said, being unpatriotic in the sense that you've lost hope. And I agree with that, as you explained, right? However, I think it goes down to the root cause. Okay. You understand? What causes that you losing that hope? Like you touched politics, you touched policies, right? Governance and how things are, right? Because if you look at it right now, we talk about what's it called, educating Nigeria. The Buhari government will say, okay, fine, they're educating Nigerians. But then you're educating Nigerians and you're not providing the right environment for them to actually use their services. You use the skills that you're teaching them. You understand? So you're doing the right thing, but then you're doing the right thing for another person to use. Yes. For another country to use. You understand? So did they do the right thing at the right time? To some extent, would you say they did the right thing at the wrong time? Or the right thing at the wrong time? Yeah, the right thing at the wrong time. Kind of like with the Naira redesign. Yeah, exactly. You understand? So I think they should have created like opportunities where people can actually showcase their talents, where people can actually use their services and be paid well here in the country, right? Before they say, okay, fine. As you said, for example, right? Doctors leave the country. Why? Because at the moment, they are not being appreciated, number one. You understand? And that's basically what is happening in tech and where youths are going in right now. You understand? So tech. It's basically that's right now, but that's basically what's creating Nigerians' brain drain. That they high, like medical doctors are there, but the highest capacity, especially for a country that is moving into tech or trying to what's it called, restructure the economy around technology. You understand? Or around the application of technology in every industry. You understand? You're creating that opportunity, yet you're not creating the environment where you will allow these guys to thrive. The youth to thrive. You're training them, but you're not allowing them. In fact, you're even furthering the reasons why they should even leave this country or actually serve other people, right? With your policies, you understand? So at the end of the day, I will lose hope. Why? Because you train me, and I actually want to help Nigeria. Honestly, let's be honest here, yeah? Home is home. You always love home, no matter how unpatriotic you can be. Yes. Trust me, if there is 50% glimmer of hope for most people out there in this country, trust me, they're going to come back. Yes. That one, because home is home. Because they will tell you that, we're talking about this off record. And we said we're going to have a part 2 for this Japa culture, right? This particular episode and series, right? So we're going to actually ask questions, bring on someone and talk about is the pasture actually green out there, right? Because I've heard stories that Nigerians, if not because we're that hard, we're that tough, you understand, we hustle and we find a way to maintain our sanity out there, you understand, just because we want to make it. We went there for a reason, so we are focusing on that particular reason. You understand? So that's the reason why they actually they stomach those issues, racism, they stomach
Someone literally said that they'd rather suffer abroad.
Yeah,
than
exactly.
You know, something like, okay, actually the person had like a successful business, yeah, but then she chose to go abroad.
Okay.
And then she was like that she'd rather go through the hardship there than to have that business that she's having here.
You understand?
Yes. That's the mentality.
That's the mentality, and that's how it is right now. Yeah. You see in Nigeria, like in Nigerian youths, they are talented, they are exceptional, right? And their services are being sold. I have some friends, like elderly friends, right, that do do work for international corporations. They're still in Nigeria, right? Why?
Yes.
They like the Nigerian system, you understand? They feel they are free here. They are freer here than they are free out there, you understand? But the problem is that their talents are not being appreciated here in this country. Anything they do in this country, they are underpaid, right? They are underpaid, they are underappreciated, and they don't have infrastructures to actually use that skill that they have. You understand? And forget about it, there's no even foreign direct investment that is going to even come and create that infrastructure. And policies are not even helping. You understand? So it goes down to the roots, you understand, to kill that hope. You understand? So like that's basically my outlook, and that's why I said it's not really on the unpatriotic, because even at that, as you mentioned, I think it's the root cause of the problem that makes people lose that hope, basically.
Yes. So like I was saying, you know, I was mentioning like some particular reasons why some people want to leave. So we can also discuss this topic in the context of the sectors that are actually affected when you have Nigerian citizens leaving the shores of this country to go for greener pastures, in quotes. You understand? You know, okay, you mentioned tech. So let us even start with tech. You know that tech is the new gold, basically. If you don't have a tech skill, I mean, it's almost like it's almost like you're not taking life seriously.
Exactly.
That is how serious it is being taken right now, especially in Nigeria and some other parts of West Africa.
And you know how? Let me add a little bit of statistics to cut you short, right? If you look at it, we talked about the Nigerian population. Average population is 18. Is it 18 and 19? Can't remember. It's 18, between 18 and 20, right?
Yes.
And just imagine over 200 million people, and the average is 18. So which means what KB just said now about every youth wanting to enter. When we say every youth, I mean from 18 up to 35 that are into tech, or at least they employ or they subscribe to tech, or working with people that know how to do tech. You understand, to create something. So just imagine the impact that it's going to have in the country, right? Because you don't have anything to do here in the country, and the only thing you have in your head right now is to get out of this country, or to make sure that you find a skill that is going to earn you money in dollars.
Yes.
You understand? So that's how huge it is. So we've not even actually talked about the effect of brain drain, but we're going to actually talk about it like in details, how it's actually affecting the country.
Yes. So like especially in like there are so many industries that actually depend on technical stuff, basically. People who have tech skills. Take the banking industry, for example. One of the reasons why this Naira redesign policy has been a major flop is because of the mass exodus of tech bros, basically tech bros and tech babes out of Nigerian system. Many of them were employees of banks. Many of them resigned to seek greener pastures, you understand? And that left the bank lacking in certain certain staff that needed to manage their online systems, bank apps and whatnot. These are the things that will have been crucial when talking about a cashless policy. Let us even ignore the fact that many people are still not yet brought into the banking system, especially in a place like here where you have a lot of people trading with almost purely cash. And even as at now, now it seems even better, sir. That now that the older notes are now back in circulation and stuff. Many people still didn't create bank accounts, even like when people were creating the OPay accounts and all, so that they can at least be receiving, even like you can transfer 100 naira, 50 naira, Many people still did not do that. So let us not even talk about that fact. But then the fact that the major banks now, the traditional banks that people trust in quotes, they could not meet up. Look at Access Bank, for example. I'm sorry to call them out, but Access Bank was one of the worst when it came to this. And Access Bank has the highest number of customers in Africa for a bank. And so that means that what they need to run their payment systems and whatnot is very, very high. You need number one, a good number of people. Number two, they have to be really, really good at what they do. You understand? So when you have people that are leaving the banking system, tech bros are leaving the banking system to chase jobs outside, or even like virtual, like you mentioned that time, because a lot of them just choose. Okay, there's also the aspect of the freelance industry right now. You understand? So they choose to stay back and then earn in dollars. I mean, earning in dollars and converting to naira is quite sweet, especially at the current exchange rate. Why would you even want to go abroad? Why not just earn?
Because if you go there,
somebody pay you in dollars.
Yeah, because if you go out there, you have to pay tax.
Yes.
Yeah, tax in dollars, which that's going to really chop you out.
It's another smarter form of Japa that some people have employed.
I call it a virtual jackpot. Yeah, because basically they're living their life outside Nigeria. Basically they're living their work life and their money life outside Nigeria. So which means they have so much they have so much advantage, more than you that is in Nigeria and more than the person that is outside Nigeria that is earning that same amount that they're earning. So the banking system has actually suffered, and then you now take a look at the whole INEC thing that's happened. I actually wanted to put that up.
You understand? You can talk about it. I know that you have some very strong opinions on that matter.
No, like not even strong about that, right? There's something that you remember when we had our space and we had someone talking, because I was saying something about bringing quality, right? Like you have Nigerian quality here, right? Why is it that corporations outside Nigeria hire Nigerians, and then you, as a Nigerian government, you come and tell me that you don't have talent in the country? And then you go and hire somebody else outside, like an Indian or a Russian or a European or an Australian, to come and build a system that a Nigerian can actually do. You understand? Why would you do that, right? So one, you can actually blame what's it called, managing, and people actually assigning these contracts. You understand? Number two, you can also blame the fact that Nigerians here, Nigerians that are here, they don't really want to give quality to Nigeria. As you said, they've lost hope. Right? Why would they sell their services? Because, to be honest, if they say they're going to give it to a Nigerian, they're not going to pay the same amount they're going to pay an Indian.
Yes, that's very true.
And you see, that's annoying. That's cheap labor. So everybody's looking for cheap labor from a Nigerian. Who am I going to subscribe to? Is it not the person that is going to give me money outside? You understand? So you're coming to Nigeria, and I'm giving you a service of, for example, I'm doing what's it called, PG Tech for you, or I'm doing let's say creating a website for you and all that. At the end of the day, I'm going to be giving 50,000 naira or 30,000 naira. You understand, for a robust system.
Yes.
Or 100,000 naira. Or you even tell me, say, even small boy say, just do it for me now. Everything I'll give you stipend. What the hell is that? You understand? They can do that. Nigerian leaders or Nigerian elders like to do that thing very well. Do it for me, and they will not do anything for you. You understand? They will not give you money. You understand? They'll tell you should wait. You can be patient. You're still a small boy. You understand? It doesn't work. But the funny thing is that outside there, like, which cheap labor do you want to subscribe to? It's not the one that pays you in dollar, and then you withdraw, you exchange, and you make money. You understand? So, and at the end of the day, it affects the Nigerian system. You understand? We don't appreciate our talent. That's number one. Most Nigerians are not educated about this talent, especially the older ones. You understand, right? They are not to appreciate it. You understand? I'm still okay, fine. It's not Nigerians. I don't trust Nigerians to create something like that. This thing
that you just even said is part of the contributing factor. It reminded me, like, I remember this thing. If you notice, I was scrolling through my Twitter too, so that I can specifically say something. I just couldn't find the tweet. Okay. But then I'll paraphrase what she said. Anyway, the original tweet was I think it was like a screenshot posted by, was it Japa Left Online or something? I can't remember who posted it. One of these like online blogs or something like that that posted it. So somebody tweeted, I gave up my life to save yours. That's a medical doctor.
Yes.
He tweeted that, I gave up my life to save yours. And someone came and said, are you not getting paid? To a Nigerian doctor. You understand? So this lady, she actually studies in ABU, the medical student. So I think she said that she said something along the lines of you should even kiss my feet or something like that.
Exactly.
That it's not easy. Basically, what she said was, it's not easy to become a medical doctor in Nigeria. The training is very, very hard. And I also recall one of her tweets where she said that the medical education system in Nigeria basically is designed more to test your mental health.
Yeah.
Rather than any other thing.
I agree.
And that is why we even end up producing a lot of unhappy doctors.
Yes.
You understand? So you cannot have people go through all that kind of stress and then have them come out and then actually plunge them into the real life situations where you basically have to deal with life and death. You have to deal with life and death, but you are still being underpaid. You are being underappreciated. Sometimes you have to be the ones paying for some certain for patients, because the patients cannot even afford to pay for themselves.
Let me shock you if you've not heard me say this before on one of our episodes, right? If not because of them, if not because it was increased last year, right? The hazard allowance for medical doctors was less than 15,000 naira.
Yes.
Just imagine. And even at now, it's just less than. It's even, I think, just above 40,000 naira. I'd be less than 50,000 naira.
And these are people who will be exposed to infectious disease. Some of them even life-threatening, but they have to be right there on the front line just because that is their job. Forget about Hippocratic oaths. Yes, they took the oath that they are going to
and they actually love what they do. That's the funny thing. So some of the doctors that actually do and complete it, because it will actually, as you said, it will actually test your mental health, right? But you keep on with it and you get out, right? I have one of my family members is a medical doctor, right? Like one of my immediate family members is a medical doctor, and trust me, she's not happy about the whole system in Nigeria. She's been complaining of it for like years. Even the increase of the the hazard allowance right now.
Just me, if she was a young person, she would have run away from the country.
even now, so she's even she's thinking of running away. Right now, I'm serious, no joke.
So yes,
it's not just young people that want to leave this country.
So you can just imagine, that's another sector that has been affected by this brain drain thing. In fact, perhaps it is the most important sector that has been affected.
Yes,
by
most
this.
important.
Because it's not even just the doctors. Come and look at how many nurses
are
leaving this country in droves.
Like, it's even more than the doctors.
Yes,
even more than the doctors.
Yes, because I think comparatively we have more nurses than doctors in Nigeria to start with.
Yes.
So another sector that is affected is education sector. You have highly skilled PhDs and professors leaving this country just because, obviously we already know why. They are being underpaid.
Yeah.
Why would you stay here when you can, just go out and earn more? You understand?
Yeah.
When you can go out, your research will be funded. If you have a research that makes sense, you can
and
get
trust
grants.
Me, let me tell you something.
Research.
For
you don't have to use your money to research. People use their money to research.
Yeah, for medical doctors, that
on top of small salary.
that for medical doctors, right? That they are exposed more to tropical diseases here in Africa than outside, right? So which means they are highly needed out there. You understand? Because they get exposed to many diseases, and they are said to have more experience than the students out there, because they've had different diseases, which means they can actually cope. They can cope as medical doctors. And honestly, the whole training side of the whole it's actually positive. The way Nigerian system actually train you as a student, because as a student in Nigeria, you have to go extra mile.
Yes,
you understand, and that teaches you
have
something.
To go extra
Though
mile
it's bad
to be a good student.
Yes, that's bad, right? That's bad. That's not healthy. However, if you're in the right environment, you understand, and you've gone through that, trust me, you're going to ace every single thing that comes to you.
Yes.
So that's why the environment always favors medical doctors and everybody that leaves this country. You understand? And the effect of this and how it affects this country is so huge. Why? Because
if what you've been used to is suffering, wow.
just imagine in Nigeria, right, leaving this country, and then like more than 10% of your skilled workforce is leaving this country, right? Which means the amount of money you can make generates income in this country is going to reduce.
Yes.
You understand? The overall human HDI, human development index, right, is going to reduce. Why? Because the skilled workforce is leaving. They are not staying. They are leaving. You understand? So which means it leaves you with people that are undereducated. You understand? Or are not willing to go extra mile.
Or people that have just not gotten to that level yet.
Yes, exactly.
But then you just get thrust into, it's kind of like, what country was it during COVID? I think it was in Italy, where you have final year medical students they just had to be, given the oath and say, okay, time has reached, come and enter.
Exactly.
Just to bolster the workforce. You understand?
You get, so at the end of the day, right, like you hurt the economy, you hurt the human development index, you hurt the educational system. The educational system as well.
Like I was saying, I was even mentioning about the educators that have to leave this country just because they are not being paid enough. Like I know there's this particular lecturer that I know of. He was one of the younger lecturers to get a job, and then when he graduated, he went for his master's. I think was it Germany? It was in Germany. He went for his master's. Then he came back. He lectured like 1 or 2 years, and then bro disappeared again. He went for his PhD. Till now, I mean, we've heard of him. We've heard from him, but we've not seen him. He went to Scotland to do his PhD, and he has not come back to the country.
Why would he
as
come
far
back?
as I know.
Why would he come back?
And just like many other Nigerians that they go abroad, especially those that go to Canada or UK, they end up giving tips on how to get there and stuff. Yes. So he used to give tips on how to get scholarships that can get you abroad and stuff like that. So like I mentioned earlier, going abroad to further your education is just another excuse for you to say, I don't run.
Exactly.
He's abroad. He's looking at his colleagues in this country fighting with government ASU every single year.
Do you think he wants to come back?
Why would he want to come back? If it was all cool, even though let's say the salary isn't that good, but then if the salaries were being paid, if the whole ASU thing wasn't going on, maybe he might have come back like,
and
let me come and develop people here.
On this angle, right, I'm going to give you different angles to this, right, on both sides, yeah. The developed countries are not making it easy for the third world countries. Why? Because first, they are telling you that you don't need to have a degree for you to get employment in certain corporations. You understand? Especially in the tech environment, for example. You don't really need to have a degree. And even if what you're applying for needs a degree, you see a place on Coursera that will tell you that you can apply for an online degree, fully online degree. And guess what? If you're earning in dollars in Nigeria and you're making enough money and you save money for 1 year, you can pay your tuition fee for 1 year for the next year to actually study. Here in Nigeria, studying online.
Yes.
You understand? You're studying online. You're doing your degree. You can even be doing multiple degrees at the same time, and you have a job there. You understand? You're using that job to finance your school, and when you're done with your school, man, you're done. You're out of this space.
Yes.
You understand? Or you can even choose to stay. Right? It just means that your stock has gone up, and you don't even need Nigeria anymore. You only need Nigeria for what? At the end of the day, you even pay tax. At the end of the day.
Exactly.
You understand? Like, so at the end of the day, you just pay tax for what's it called, the money that comes in. You understand? You pay your normal tax as a human, as a citizen. That's all. You understand? Nothing more. You understand? So it doesn't get easier, and the government does. I think they see this, but they keep making this mistake of doing the right things at the wrong time, or the wrong things at the right time.
I think it's the right thing at the wrong time.
The right thing at the wrong time. So whatever it is,
either way,
the right works. So the right thing at the wrong time. So why they keep doing this? So do you think there's any solution to this?
Okay. So whatever it is that you're going to use, or however you're going to approach the problem of brain drain, is to first of all address the root cause of people even living in the first place. I was discussing with someone before we even met up to record this, and I can't remember the actual details, but I remember during this whole medical doctor fiasco with the Ministry of Labour, I think the minister said something, or was proposing something, saying that if you're a medical doctor, like maybe you just graduated freshly, you cannot leave this country to go abroad until you serve for like at least 3 years or something like that.
Okay.
So in his mind, that's like a bright idea where you are going to stop people from going outside the country, but it doesn't solve the problem. You are basically enslaving them.
Yeah, that's
you understand. You are enslaving them. You are telling them, okay, this a system brought you up and you want to run away from the system, and system is not even that good to start with.
Let me even add this, right? At the end of the day, right, some of them go for residency. You understand? If you're done with that residency, you cannot leave Nigeria till after 5 years.
Okay.
You understand?
Was it 5 years? I'll be 3 years. That you said.
Oh, this is residency. I'm talking about
okay.
Become a consultant.
Yes.
You understand? Like you can't leave this country before you become 5 years.
Oh. You can just imagine that.
So a friend of mine or someone that is close to me started residency, but decided, it's not worth my time to spend 6 years here in this country, and then after that I'm going to stay 5 more years again in this country.
Okay,
11 years.
So that's like applicable to people that have done residency.
Yes.
So once you've done residency here, you cannot leave.
You cannot leave till after 5 years. And
okay.
that's how many. That's a decade, more than a decade of your life. And the person said that it's better for me to stay for 2 years, really prepare, write USMLE, go to US, get my license, and stay there, even if it means for me to prepare for 2 years. That's enough for me. You understand?
I think this thing that I was even saying, but it was even in relation to resident doctors. So yeah, I think what you just said is relating to what I said.
Yeah, it's 5 years, not even 3 years.
So that means it's not even 3 years, it's 5 years.
5 years,
you understand? So you can just imagine, like that's slavery essentially. So you cannot say that that's your solution to solving the problem. That's even talking about the medical line, for example.
Yeah.
So because that's like one of the most important.
The only thing you can do in this country, the only solution you can do in this country, right, is to match whatever offer is being given to them. Or you don't even need to match whatever offer. To be honest, you don't really need to match whatever offer, right? But however, right, it's all about the environment.
What are the reasons why the offer would not be matched, or at least a reasonable offer cannot be given to these professionals?
Why? Because the system does not work.
The system does not work.
That's
corruption.
Yeah.
Corruption and just ineptitude. Basically,
So
when it comes to leadership.
if you look at it,
So you have to solve it from that level.
yeah,
You have to eliminate corrupt practices in the government, so at least allow people start trusting the government again. Because patriotism is built on hope and trust.
yeah.
You understand?
True, yeah.
You cannot, and there are some other smaller things, but hope and trust.
No, like they are the core.
if-
They are the foundation.
exactly.
They are the foundation.
So if the trust is not there, you can still have hope. But once the hope is gone,
well, that's it. Too.
that is it. You have lost everything that
Yeah.
basically endears you to your country. You understand? So
You become a mercenary at the end of the day.
basically,
Yeah, that's
understand?
what you do. Like whoever bids
highest bidder.
gets me.
You understand? Yes, you already know that you have the stuff, so
Mhm.
you want to sell it.
You want to sell it.
Whoever can pay
Exactly.
you the best. You
Yeah.
understand? So if you don't eliminate those elements of corrupt practices and unnecessary bureaucracy, you cannot earn the trust of Nigerian citizens back. You understand?
Yeah, and I think that's the only solution. That just make the system work.
Yeah, make the system work.
that's-
And
that's
there are some other things under that stuff. Like maybe encouraging entrepreneurship.
No, I think they do that. That's what you see. That's why I said there's a little. They are doing well, right? But I think they provided a solution, and they are not
They
providing.
didn't provide the opportunities to use
to
the
sustain
solution.
it. Yeah, to use the solution. You understand, right?
Mm.
So if in the next 4 years they do that, I think they might reduce, or they might create hope rather. Not they might increase the percentage of hope a little. You understand, for people.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
because things are not actually getting better out there. You
The
understand?
pressure is getting worse.
Yes, exactly. they're not actually getting easier, right? Especially for those that are even going out. You understand? It's not easy for them out there. And so if things are getting better here, trust me, people that are out there will be like, okay, fine. They'll be like, they'll start what's it called? Like second guessing themselves. Okay, fine. Do I stay here or should I just go? Because things are getting better now. You understand? Before you know it, that hope is created, and then we can see that the result is there, and you can see that Nigerians can actually earn more than they're earning out there. Trust me. Like I had a discussion with someone. He said, if he's a freelancer now, right, and then a Nigerian company comes and gives him a job worth more than he's being paid in a year, if he's freelancing or if he's like having a job with, was it like a company outside Nigeria, he's going to leave that job
and work in Nigeria. Yes.
Why? Because it's easier. You're being paid more here. You're being appreciated.
I mean,
here.
everybody looks for prosperity.
Exactly.
That's true.
So-
it's not I mean, if for someone who is trying to earn honestly, it's quite disheartening when people are trying to undercut you at every turn. You understand?
Yeah. So if you're being paid well here, if the system works well, especially for private, like if you see some private companies here in Nigeria, again, they pay well. You understand? You hardly see people that work for them go out there because one, they get opportunities. Right? Though most of these private companies that I'm talking about now, they are not owned by Nigerian companies, Nigerian owners, basically. You understand? They are multinationals.
Yes.
They just have their base here in Nigeria, and they are being paid well.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, like, you're working in EY, for example, Ernst & Young, KPMG, Deloitte, for example. Man, you're an associate there, you're getting over 150,000 naira as an associate. You understand? As a associate consultant, that's enough. That's good. That's okay, right? You're like when you become when you're not an associate, you become a partner in a firm. You earn more than 250,000 naira as a private person, especially if the company is really well to do. You understand? So, and you have a clear path to success, clear path to to progress and all that. What do you need? at the end of the day, right? And when you become a, when you have, for example, in most of the consulting companies here, if you have your master's MBA, you get promoted to being a consultant, or like more than that, but you're going to get paid more than 500k a month. So understand? So are you in Nigeria?
So what if we are even looking at this from more of the economic standpoint?
Yeah.
So what if a person left this country just because they felt like they're not safe in the country?
Is that brain drain?
Yes. If the person is highly skilled.
Okay, yeah, that's actually brain drain.
Because
big time.
Because
look
at it. Look at the whole kidnapping craze, for example. Now, who do they used to target? They target people like doctors, lawyers, people that they feel like, oh, okay, these people will have money just because they are this certain profession. You understand? Even lecturers too. Lecturers got kidnapped a lot. You understand? So why would anybody in those listen like, oh, I think people are targeting my people, why would I want to stay here? You understand? So you also have, as part of your solution to the problem, because like I said, you have to address the root causes of the so you have to also improve security within your country. You have to make sure that the police and the military are for the people, not against them. You should not have a situation where you basically, let's say maybe you get robbed and then you also still have a bad experience with the police at the same time. You understand? Who do you have faith in then?
At the end of the day, you don't have hope anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
so those guys need to be improved.
It's more like everybody's against me.
Yes.
At the end of the day.
Those needs to be improved.
Yeah.
So if those changes can be made, you can encourage people with these high skills to stay back in the country. So I think that's all we have to say concerning this.
Yeah, that's basically because at the end of the day, right, we're Nigerians. Some of us have hope, some of us have lost hope, or some of us are about losing hope.
Some have really lost hope.
Yeah, that, like, I know plenty that have lost hope already. Understand? They don't really care anymore. You get? So I am here. I'm in between, honestly. I'm really in between. Right, because me, I've admitted already that Nigeria has potential.
Yeah.
Right, but however, I feel certain things. I understand something about sustainability. I understand something about change and how change can take time. You understand, and if there is no continuity in progress, trust me, it's going to. Because there are points where a man's patience will run out. Because you have to think of your own family too. Creating your own family. Do you feel it's the right place for you to be?
Yeah, that's the question.
You understand? So yeah, because like.
And me, I also want to close out this episode with a question to you.
You see, okay, fine, ask.
Okay, so if you were presented with the opportunity now to Japa, will you or will you not? Like right now. If the opportunity is good, right? Yes, good. Everything you ever wanted is right there in that is packaged in that Japa opportunity.
Why won't I leave? No, that's it. You see, and I think he has actually answered the question of whether I have hope or not. No, but the truth is, I'm still in between, right? It doesn't mean that I'm not.
No, you're not in between. You have answered the question already. So with that, we'll bring this episode to a close. Thank you for listening to us as usual. Leave your comments for us on our social media pages or via email. Thank you for listening, and make sure to tune in for more episodes. And
yes, we're going to have a Twitter space next week. We're not going to have an episode next week. We're going to have a Twitter space talking about Japa culture, like in general, right?
So you can come and bring your inputs too.
Yes, exactly.
So thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.